Hey there, and welcome. If you've ever wanted to build websites, figure out how AI really works, or just, make your computer do cool things for you, then you are in the perfect place. Today, we're taking our very first steps into the world of programming with one of the best languages out there to start with, Python. So, let's get our hands dirty and write our first instruction.
So let's just boil it all down to one simple question. Have you ever wished you could just tell your computer exactly what to do and have it actually listen instantly? Well, that's it. That's the core idea, the very heart of what we're talking about today.
And that's all programming really is. I know it sounds super complex, but it's not. It's just the process of giving a computer a list of instructions to get a job done. Think of it this way. You're the director, and the computer is your incredibly fast, incredibly obedient assistant that never gets tired.
Now, to give those instructions, you need a language you both understand. And that's where Python comes in. It's like your first instruction manual. The reason we're starting here is that Python was literally designed to be readable, almost like plain English. This makes it perfect for beginners, but don't let that fool you. It's also ridiculously powerful, used by pros all over the world.
Okay, so it's easy to read, but what can you actually do with it? Why should you care? Well, it turns out Python is the secret engine behind a ton of the technology you probably use every single day.
Let's start with the web. You know when you're scrolling through Instagram or firing up a playlist on Spotify? Yep, that's Python working hard behind the scenes. It's handling all the data, the user accounts, and the logic that makes those massive websites actually work. It's pretty much the invisible backbone of a huge chunk of the internet. And then there's the really futuristic stuff. In the world of data science and artificial intelligence, Python is the undisputed king. It's the tool scientists and developers use to dig through mountains of data, find hidden patterns, and build the AI models that are changing everything. It's quite literally the brain behind modern analytics.
Okay, this one might be my favorite because it gives you immediate superpowers. Python is incredible for automation. Think about any boring, repetitive task you do on your computer, like renaming 100 files, or organizing photos, or even sending out emails. You can write a tiny Python script to do all of that for you in seconds. It's all about saving you a ton of time and effort.
All right, convinced? Yeah, I thought so. So, before we can write our first command, we need to get our tools ready. Don't think of this as a chore. Think of it as gearing up for an adventure. Every great creator needs a workshop, right? This is us building ours.
And you really only need two main things in your toolkit. First is the Python interpreter. This is basically the translator. It takes the code you write in a human-like language and translates it into ones and zeros that the computer's hardware can actually understand. And second, you need a code editor. This is your workbench. It's a special program where you'll write, run, and fix your code.
And getting set up is super easy. First, just go to python.org and download the latest version. Now, during the installation, you're going to see a little checkbox that says Add Python to Path. Listen up, because this is crucial. Make sure you check that box. It's going to save you so many headaches later on. Then, just pop over to code.visualstudio.com and grab VS Code. It's completely free, it's amazing, and it's what we'll be using.
Okay, tools are installed, which means it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. It is time to write your very first line of code. And this isn't just some random exercise. This is a tradition, a genuine rite of passage for every single programmer who's ever started this journey.
This tradition is called the Hello World program, and its purpose is incredibly simple. Just get the computer to display the words Hello World on the screen. Think of it as your first successful handshake. It's the proof that everything is working and that you are officially in control.
And here it is. This is the whole thing. This one line perfectly shows you how readable Python is. The command is simply print, and you're telling it what to display by putting your text inside those parentheses and quotes. That's it. That is your first instruction.
So, to make this happen, you'll open up your code editor, VS Code, and create a brand new file. Type in that one line of code. Then, you save the file. And here's the important part. Make sure the file name ends with .py. Something like hello.py. That little extension tells the computer, hey, this is a Python file. And finally, you run it from your computer's terminal, and you get to watch the magic happen.
And just like that, you did it. You gave the computer an instruction, and it followed it. So let me be the first to say it. Congratulations, you're officially a programmer. It really does all start with that one small step. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, that's cool, I made some words appear on a screen, but that's not exactly life-changing. But here's the thing. How do we get from a simple hello to automating real tasks? Well, you'd be surprised. That one little print command is the key that unlocks almost everything.
Let's imagine a real-world task. Say you have a list of 100 names, and you have to send a personal greeting to every single person on that list. I mean, you could sit there and type, "Hello Alice," then "Hello Bob," you get the idea. 100 times. It would be so boring, so slow, and you'd almost definitely make a mistake somewhere.
And this is where that power really becomes clear. On one hand, you have the manual way, tedious, slow, full of errors. But on the other hand, you have Python. Using that exact same print idea we just learned, plus a simple loop, you could write maybe 3 or 4 lines of code that would do the entire job for all 100 people, instantly and perfectly.
So here's the real takeaway. Learning to write print hello world wasn't really about the text. It was about learning the absolute fundamental building block of all programming, giving the computer a clear instruction. And that is the power you've just unlocked. It's the ability to see a tedious problem and know that you can use code to solve it, saving yourself an incredible amount of time.
You've just taken the first and, honestly, the most important step on this entire journey. Your first program was a simple greeting. The only real question left is, what problem will you solve next? What will your next program create? The possibilities are literally endless.